The pandemic impacted children in so many ways people didn't even realize.
According to the CDC, the rates of suicide, self-harm, anxiety, and depression are up among adolescents.
So study after study is talking about increased anxiety, increased depression in children. At Charleston Animal Society, our Humane Education Team, we're hearing the same things from the teachers we're working with.
So many people don't know this, but every year our team visits 30 different schools, teaching over 20,000 lessons. Each time we visit a classroom, we tailor our compassion-based lessons to meet the individual needs of the students.
With Leadership Charleston with the Charleston Chamber of Commerce, heard what we did, they teamed up with us. We worked with a school, Dunston Elementary in North Charleston. It's a Title I school with a high level of poverty. The whole goal was to alleviate some of the stress, anxiety of the students, but also the teachers.
Like this year was probably the biggest social emotional learning year I've ever done in my 10 years. So I think the last 2 years have been a huge effect. And I've always worked in Title I schools, and in New York, I worked in a Title I school across the street from one of the worst project buildings for 6 years. And I would say this was probably the worst.
Friendship?
Yes.
We all make mistakes. We just have to say sorry. So next time.
Despite the odds stacked against them, seeing the students light up when we walked into Dunston Elementary with three-legged Louie and Doodlebug, a puppy mill rescue, made us so happy.
They really looked forward to, and they would talk about it on the Friday after, and they would talk about it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and they would talk about it all day Thursday, and it was like their favorite thing ever.
Teachers were astonished. Students that weren't reading before or engaging were now reading out loud because of our ambassador dogs.
I think that the animals there was like the key to it all.
The kids just love it so much. One teacher told us about a Spanish-speaking student she had. He was going to be leaving for another class, and he started to cry when he thought he was going to miss our visit with the dogs.
I had to use Google Translate to figure out what he was saying, because he usually does not talk. Like if it's something that he just usually goes with the flow and he won't say anything, but he wanted to make sure that I knew what he was saying because he didn't want to miss the dogs.
So of course the teacher let him stay, and he got to hang out with Louie and Doodlebug.
At Dunston Elementary, our program was able to lift these children's spirits with really important concepts: friendship, teamwork, empathy, and compassion.
So I specifically remember that day because it couldn't have fallen better, because I had 2 students actually tell the ESOL teacher here that he was upset because his uncle was kicking their cat. This couldn't be more perfect because the Animal Society has come today, and literally the lesson in the book was, oh, love me gently, and you don't like that, and we wouldn't do that to animals too. So I thought that was great.
After you left, he was like, I didn't even know that you could be a friend to an animal. I thought you just were their owners. And I was like, no, of course you can be friends to animals. Are you kidding me? I tell you guys all the time, my 3 dogs are my best friends.
Giving them exposure to animals and lessons about empathy and friendship was just so crucial and so heartwarming.
We love what we do. We love working with children. We know we're making an impact. They're our future, and donations from supporters make all of this possible.